what's up? Today's video is going to be a list of books that I read in high school and that I want to read again because I feel like it would be interesting. So let's get right on into this. There are some books on this list that are like well known and still beloved, and there are some books on this list that have been pushed away into the deep, deep depths of young adult at the start of the young adult genre, and we never talk about anymore. There is this series called Marked, and this is a vampire novel about a girl who gets marked as a vampire, and so then she has to go to the boarding school for vampires and learn how to survive. And when you get marked, that doesn't mean that you're a vampire yet. It like means that you're in the transitionary period, and if you don't survive the transition, then you die. I read the first 5 books of this series and then gave up because there's like 12 or 14 of them, but my sister still owns a bunch of them and I want to reread these. As this video goes on, let me know in the comments down below if there's any of these books in particular that you're like, yes, I want to see you reread this, or oh dear God, no one cares, / that's so bad, don't read it. The next book that I've got to talk about is Twilight. Let's just keep going with the vampire theme. Twilight was a book that we all loved and now not a lot of people love. I have reread this book and like I have an inkling to reread this book a lot. I love to hate it. They're up there, you can't see them in the shop, but I still own all my copies and I would be so down to reread these again. The only thing is that I think I've only reread Twilight and I almost want to reread the rest of them. Next book I want to talk about is a contemporary novel, and it is Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is one of my favorite novels when I think back on it. It also has a very good movie adaptation, and keeping with the theme of where we've been so far in this video, Kristen Stewart plays the main character in this novel too, so that's amazing. This movie was really good, the book is really good. I want to say I've read the book twice, but I read both of the times I was in high school, so I haven't read it in a really long time, and I would be very down to read this. This book does have a really big trigger warning for rape. That is the whole plot of the book, is about a girl who's dealing with being bullied and stuff because she called the cops at a party the summer before she goes into 9th grade, and everybody hates her, but why she called 911 was because she was raped, but no one knows that. Of course, we also have to talk about another big fandom series, which is Hunger Games. I haven't read the Hunger Games in a few years. I reread the first one when I was in college, so it hasn't been that long, but I do really want to reread these. I've seen the movies frequently, but I really want to reread the books because I feel like I misremember things about this series. Next, I really want to reread Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is also one of my favorite novels. I consider this one of my favorite like standalone novels of all time. It's such a short book, and I actually just rewatched the movie. The movie is also phenomenal. I think the movie might be even better than the book. Whoops. Just rewatched it and I was misremembering how the book goes. The book I feel is a lot more implied versus completely understanding, so I'm curious to see how I would feel about it now. The next series that I would really love to reread is the Mediator series by Meg Cabot. Did any of you guys read this book? Because I was obsessed. There's like 10 or something of them, or even maybe more, and I think I've read all of them. And it is about a girl, or young woman I believe, who is a mediator, so she can talk to ghosts, and each story is kind of like episodic, where each story deals with like this ghost that has this problem and this ghost that has that problem and so on and so forth. And I loved this series, and like, would I still love it? Is it actually good, or was I just 13 and liking it? The next book that I want to talk about is The Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood. I freaking loved this book. I also love the movie. Another great movie adaptation. Has Sandra Bullock in it, and I don't really remember the story of this, but I remember loving it, so I really want to reread it. Of course, one of the books that I read in high school was The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is the first book that made me ugly cry. It was the first book that made me want to throw it out a window. Ow, it hurts. still. The movie is also really good. Wow, there's a lot of movie adaptations. I haven't read this book since high school, I don't think, so I would love to reread this one. I also have like a weird relationship with John Green. I haven't liked any other of his books except for this one, so like it would be interesting to reread this and think about like, do I actually like this, or was it just really emotionally heartbreaking? And then we have to put some James Patterson on here because I read a lot of James Patterson in high school. I read the entire Alex Cross series, which is a detective series. Again, each book is kind of episodic, but then there is this overarching plot that goes through the novels. I was obsessed with them, and like, I know James Patterson is not really well loved, even though he's written so many books. I still like this, I don't know, but I kind of want to try it. And then continuing on with the James Patterson, last but not least, I read Maximum Ride when I was in high school, which is about a mutant science experiment set of kids who have angel wings attached to them, and they break out of their science experiment lab and then have to figure out how to survive. The movie, I won't see it. It was made, we don't talk about it, I don't want to talk about it, but I do really want to reread these because I was so obsessed with them. Like, were they good? I don't know. I read them in high school. I don't remember, but yeah, I really want to reread that too. 10 books that I read in high school, and they were series, so I really read more than that in high school. And out of these, like, if you could put your top 3 of which ones I should read first, I would really love that because I need some advice on where to start. I kind of want to start with Maximum Ride, not gonna lie, or Marked. I love reading, and I've loved reading like my entire life. It's like interesting to like think about the books that I read in high school versus the books I read now, and like they're not that different. I still read a lot of young adult, and I read a lot of young adult in high school, but I actually read a lot more adult in high school than I do read now, and like that's interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to comment down below your top 3 books out of this list that you think I should read, because I do want to do that. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I make videos every Thursday and Saturday, so I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Bye!